Hey everybody, Wendy Sellers, the HR lady. Let's talk about recruiting. Let's talk about recruiting in order to attract and actually retain great staff. You need to be prepared. That's the biggest thing that I find when companies call me and say we're struggling, we get candidates or we don't get candidates, or the candidates that we get are not great, or we interview people and then we never hear from them again. The first thing I ask them is, are you prepared? And they're like, well, I think I am. It turns out they're usually not. You need to get prepared before you even place that job ad. What is the real job description? Not a couple items here and maybe a, nice certification over here that may or may not really be a requirement. It's just nice to have. What's the real job description? What are the actual duties? Talk to the manager. Talk to current employees in that job in order to find the duties, and then make sure you write down all the duties that are expected on a regular basis and even on an occasional basis, what is absolutely necessary, and then what can be accommodated as well, especially for a disability. What are the knowledge, skills, and abilities that are necessary, including experience, how many years of experience, not 10 years. Most roles, if 10 years experience, you don't need 10 years to attain X skill. You might need 3 years. And so really be realistic with your job description, because first of all, it could be discriminatory if you're saying you want 10 years when it only needs 3, because what you're trying to do is pick a certain age. You also want to make sure you're being realistic, like what's out there. If it's a new skill and most people don't have it, then why are you saying you need to have 2 years of experience in it when most people only have maybe 6 months of experience in it? So be realistic, and then be transparent as possible. What about the pay? Depending on where you're located in the world and in the United States, pay transparency may actually be part of a law that you have to be transparent about the job, either in the ad or in the interview, something like that. So pay transparency is super important. While it is required by law in many locations, I say it should just be required everywhere, because I wouldn't apply to your company unless you told me what the job is, who I'm reporting to, is it remote, is it in person, what skills are necessary, why, what's the pay, what are the benefits, what are the cost of benefits. People have families to run, they have a life to run, they have bills to pay. Why would they leave another organization to come to you? That's what you need to be thinking. It needs to be a marketing piece, but the marketing piece needs to be realistic. So the job description and the duties need to be realistic, but then everything else of why you want to work at our awesome company needs to be accurate, transparent, true, and realistic. Brag about your unique benefits. Listen, not every candidate wants to have health insurance. Maybe they have it through another source. So brag about the rest of your unique benefits. Unlimited PTO, work from home whenever you want work from home all the time, work from home not at all. Not everybody wants to work from home. Paid travel, whatever it might be, paid training. And then above all, please make sure you clarify what your behavioral expectations are for the job. So I call them company values, but they're really behavioral expectations to work in your organization. And the behaviors need to be the same across the entire company. So, I have a no jerk rule. We can't put that in an ad. What you can say is we want people who are trustworthy, have integrity, that go above and beyond for their coworkers and our customers. But we still only want you to work, 35.5 hours a week. So that doesn't mean you have to work more hours to go above and beyond, but you have to maybe exude more effort. And then get creative. Again, this is a marketing piece, so you may need to have a person who knows how to edit and write, or you can use our new friend ChatGPT to help you write a job description and then verify the accuracy, help you write a job ad based on that job description, help you write a job ad based on the job description and your company culture, which you have copied and pasted in there, and your unique benefits, which you have copied and pasted in there, and then ta-da, you can have AI help you with the job ad piece. Finally, the next piece I want to talk about is not only being prepared about the job ad, but being prepared about the interview questions. If you were my client, I would say don't even post that. Don't hit submit or post for that job ad unless you already have interview questions all prepared for all levels of the interview. The first set of questions, maybe they can't hit submit without answering 3 questions about a license, about relocating, about working in person, about accepting a job for this pay. So very simple I call them go, no-go questions should be in the job application process, or very, very quickly somebody, whether it be a chatbot or whether it be a human being, reaches out to them and says, hey, I'm an admin assistant in the HR department and I just have a few questions, and then based on your answers, we'll schedule an interview with the next person that is going to interview you. Whoever that next person is, all the interview questions should be developed and vetted by human resources before you start interviewing, but before even you put the job ad out, so you have time to train your interviewers on what they should be asking and what they absolutely cannot ask because they are illegal questions. So prepare the interview questions in advance, prepare who's going to ask them, and then also make sure, are all of our interviewers actually here, or are they on vacation next week? Well, if that's the case, get somebody else to do the interviewing or delay the job ad until the person comes back, because you have an awesome candidate that, you just put the job ad out and you're like, oh my goodness, this is an awesome candidate. Go ahead and start the interview process. Don't delay. You know why? Because that's what other companies are doing, and they're not going to delay, and they're going to steal all the good candidates because they have their act together. My goal today is to help you get your act together in the recruiting process, starting with being prepared, having interview questions, including the go, no-go interview questions, and then anything else you can think of that are must-haves for your organization, put it in the hiring and the recruiting process. Check back soon for more advice on onboarding and the entire hiring process. Hint, it's not just day one.